usual. Okay, we're starting here. We'll see where we go. Now this deck is the characters deck, and it has modern archetypes, so to speak, and this has older past life archetypes. I want to call this the Stella deck, and this is Dugan's Witches Tarot. We might go to more of those, or we might go into some of these in a minute, but these are the ones that I feel first, so then we're going here. So if it says like modern archetype, but it throws us through centuries backwards, I wouldn't be surprised at all. They do that. And tarot won't read tarot for me when I do past lives. It reads very different. What I'm getting coming through right off the top is this is the two of you. This is you and someone else. It's coming through with the two of you coming through. This is you, super, super brainiac, super, super smart. This is you. This is the spouse. Something to do with this is saying civil servant, but I'm getting that he is somehow assigned to the leadership. He's not in leadership. He's assigned to take care of leadership. The writer and the scribe in this industry and stuff comes through that he's keeping track of things. He would be keeping track of not just the money within the kingdom, within the realm, all of that, but some kind of product that's being sent out is what I'm getting. I'm not sure why I'm getting this, but this is saying animal lover. It doesn't come through as that. This guy knows how many horses are being shipped and delivered, how many horses are going up. He knows the troops. He knows what's going on with the troops. He knows what's going on with certain detachments of military detachment going on. He talks to you. You're like a strategic asset that people don't know of. You are in the female form in this, but you're a strategic asset. You're mother to the troops, and he's helping guide and figure out what's going on. You're trying to figure out what they need, like how many horses, how many riders, how many people need different kinds of supplies. I'm not sure even what era we're in. I just know we're in a time of where there is war. I know this is mother to the troops. You take care of them. This is something you do. You do some sort of not just cooking, but there's strategy going on. You know what to send, and you sometimes visit. This is really weird. You and your husband will sometimes visit the armed force, whatever this is, visit the army. When you come through, they like seeing you because they know that you're in proximity to power. They like seeing you as a couple. They know you're in proximity to power. Sometimes I'm going to call him the king. I don't know who he is too stingy about giving. Then he finds the soldiers to be expendable. You don't find them expendable. The king is a little bit too ridiculous in something that he does. Your husband has sway with the king, so he remembers that if things cost lives, if things cost on the front of the battle, that there's a human cost going on. Really oddly coming in. What's going on here? What's the event? Yeah, you guys act as protectors for something. You act as protectors for a certain unit, 2 units. I don't know my army terms enough to tell you whether it's a unit or a squad or a battalion. It feels like there's 500 people. It feels like there's 500 people. And this isn't just the writers, but this guy knows exactly about these 500 people. And some sort of battle going in. There should be more. You're being. This one's petitioning for more because it's like there should be more people going in, There should be 600 where there is only 500, and what the 500 are getting is more like half rations, half this, half that. The king is very greedy. The king doesn't honor what the soldiers do. So you're having to make do. You're having to get genius about how you're using it. Getting genius about the resources when surrounded by a field of death. Something must come to an end. You give a lot. You find a way to make things go really, really far. I don't know how you do this, but you create stretch in what's going on. The way that you use resources, primarily food resources, you use well, so people are not going without. It's the mother of the army is what I'm getting. It's really, really weird. Write that down, honey.
Do what?
Mother of the army, that's what she is. She's a genius, she's a strategician, whatever that is, she knows. Here's the event. Something's coming in, and this is something coming in that's changing. Changes on the winds. This is something that you're looking, you're seeing, you're aware of. There's a small contingency of women that is traveling with this particular group. And this is something that you guys know to look for. You guys are reading seasons. You're reading signs a little bit differently. Time to switch decks. There's something coming in, something coming in. It's the second ship. You guys are seeing a first ship coming in and you think it's got provisions, it's got whatever it is that's needed. It's not that. That's a ruse. That's something that's a ruse. The second ship is what comes in that has that. Somebody's flying false colors. Something's coming in where there's flags being flown for this ship that's different. The flags of a false color are coming in. You're telling people, yeah, you guys are so ready, and there's a hungriness for provisions to come in, but it's not in this ship. You're trying to warn them and tell them, hey, this isn't good, dude. Be ready. There's an onslaught. You see it. You see what's going on. You see the difference. This is a trap by the king on the other side. I don't know what the deal is, but this is the king in opposition to here. There's a trap. There's a trap. There's a trap going on. This isn't provisions. They're flying the wrong flags. There's somebody that really is trying to trick you into doing something so that they're trying to trick the whole company into doing something so they're vulnerable. But you see through this. So what's going on here? It's laid. It's laid. Some people don't want to listen. They're really ready for provisions to come in. It feels like there's quite a few that get killed. I'm getting 169 are killed. There's really a specific meaning. It's what's coming through. 169 are killed. There's a plan of battle that's coming through. It's like flank on this side, flank on this side. But there's one group that wanted to go ahead straight through, meet and greet the ship. So convinced they didn't listen well. Those are the ones that are killed because these people come on shore, where these other ones that instead of flanking, they can either fall back or flank. And these ones jumped the gun, jumped the line, rushed ahead. You saw it, what's going on? You treated it like this ship that's coming in is like the Pandora. The flanks that went in, the forward flanks went in to try and help the group that was killed. The skirmish occurs. I think that you hold the station, the land, whatever it is. You hold the station. The second and third back, the battle's right here. It's like these ones go in to help this one. I don't know if you can see this. These ones go in to help this one. These two remain back. It's not showing a battle at all. I mean, it's showing this. But these two go in to help this one. These two remain back. And these two that remain back, they're waiting. It plays itself out rather neatly, but it takes a little bit of time. These ones that hesitate are wise. These ones had very limited casualty. These ones took a lot of all of these groups. Now the Pandora's box is open, open, open. The ship, it has some things that are provisional, but mostly the battle didn't need to happen this way. It could have gone a little bit differently, but that's how they chose to do it. Now you're brokering a deal with whoever is their leads. I don't know what their leaders are, but brokering a deal with their leads. Saying you're outnumbered here. You only saw on the shore that came out. You only saw a portion of us. There's 2 times, 3 times, 4 times what you're bringing in here. It didn't have to go down this way. Let's call truce on this. The other king won't like it much, but it's what's going to need to happen. You saw the second ship in the distance. You saw it. You knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. You tell them, listen, you can either truce, make peace with whoever is still standing in your company, or you can die here, but you tell them this ship that's full of provisions, you know it's full of provisions, you tell them it's full of soldiers. And they know that your guy knows where the horses are and how the horses are kept. This guy is up enough that the opposing armies and generals above, the name would have been bandied around, so they would know. They would know. They trust you to say, listen, you can either make truce, make peace here, or die on this patch of land. They listen. You know what's going on. You make the offer is received. That's the event. This is part of what your destiny was. Part of your purpose was to help see through the bullshit, negotiate something, help to create something that's coming in a little bit differently. And rather than having these people fight, and losing more people on both sides of it, there is truce. You get weary, you get tired, you want to go home. You want to go home. You've laid whatever needs to be laid there. When that second ship comes in, you and your person are going to leave with them. There's opportunity for some people that were, even though they're enemy people, they can go with you and be taken. I don't know if we're talking England, France, or where we're talking, but this is where we're talking. This is you signaling, yeah, it's time to go home. You're sick of war. It feels like that you held this place, this whatever land this was that you held quite well. And it feels like that purpose achieved. Anything else? What's going on with you and the husband now that you get to go home? Huge happy. You get a renewal of who you were. You guys had an interesting relationship because it feels like you guys knew logically you'd be good pairing for land, strategic pairing, strategic marriage. Love didn't come until later in your life. Love didn't come till much later in your life. Mother to the army, but I don't think you necessarily had many children going on. It's finally when you return home. I don't know how long this tour was. Feels like it probably was around 7 years. I don't know what this is about. Anything else? I think you return home, you have some friends, you're celebrated at home, you're happy to be there. I think that much is coming at you still. It doesn't show that in this particular life that you were mother of children. You were still mother of army, and still this genius and this strategy. You were a smart cookie. It wasn't your lifetime to be mother to children. It was your lifetime to be carer to the larger group, the larger organization, and to serve for king and country in whatever way you could to make your knowledge actually help lift glasses of celebration. You were able to see, because you saw the false ship and the real ship, you were able to see what was happening. It really was pretty genius. Anything else about you and your relationship? I think you're just glad to be in your own home space. Yeah, glad to be home in your own space, to have a little bit of the affluence, which isn't huge back then, but you had your own space, your own home, your own land, and your own accolades given after the return of this. I think this was very much where Your husband kept his position, kept his stature, and probably did a solid for king and country by doing this, by listening to you, by yielding to you, by being aware of what was going on. When you say there's a false flag on something, when you say something's flying under a different color, they trust you very much well. It's not just the logic. You have good intuition on this, but mostly logic driven. This is what I'm getting. Anything else? No, that's complete. You set up home, you set up, not shop, but you set up your home front pretty good after this. This was the event. This was the big event for the two. That's what I got. That's complete.
Oh.
Holy smokes, yeah. Wild. Wild. I don't know what that was. I wish I knew my history better, but it's probably good that I don't. Because I probably would mistell you, but that's what I've got.